We're talking about paragraph 6C, grouped data. So what does this mean? It means we have put the data all together into a table. Now, this table, if you look at it here on the right, let me zoom in so you can see a little bit better. So this is talking about cars. So what is happening here is somebody is basically looking at how many cars are passing by in front of a kindergarten. What do you call kindergarten in Portuguese?
Oh,
Jardim de infância. Okay, excellent. So the garden of infants, basically. Yes, basically what's happening here in the kindergarten is this. Somebody's looking at how many cars are passing by. So instead of just writing down all of these numbers here, oh, this day 27 cars passed by between 8:45 and 9 a.m. This day 30 cars passed by. This day 17. Now all of this is looking a bit confusing. If somebody came to you and said, oh, there you go, look at this data set, what would you say? What do you think?
okay, cool.
Yeah, you'd probably be like, what? What is this all about? What did I do to deserve this? Well, wouldn't it be so much better if somebody gave you this? Which one looks nicer? The table. No? Did you see the other one? I mean, basically, the table is easier because it's, for example, if I said, okay, how many numbers between 20 and 29? How many? 10. Excellent. How many numbers between 40 and 49? 4. Okay, excellent. How many numbers between 0 and 9? Yes, because you forgot to bring your glasses. So make sure you bring your glasses and maybe swap with over there at the front. How many? 1. Excellent. So you see, lovely. How many cars did we have in total? 30. There you go. So you see, this is a really useful tool. All right. But now, what do we do with this? Firstly, we need to know the names of these. So the names of these groups of data here, you see all of these on the left. What do we call these ones? We call them classes.
Number 5.
These, though, they will always be called classes. So basically what we've done is this. We took the numbers up here. Let me put them in a little bubble. So we took the numbers up here and we put them in a little table. We grouped the data. So we put them in here. And we said, how many numbers between 0 and 9? So we went, okay, how many numbers between 0 and 9? Well, that one. Just that one. Right? So we put 1 in here. Then we check how many numbers between 10 and 19. So you would go and say, right, let me see. We've got 17, 13. We've got 18. 18. Did I miss 16? Did you get it? Yeah. So now we put all of this in there. So basically, this is the process of grouping the data. The things on the left we call classes. Who came up with this name? I have no idea. I have no idea why they're called classes. Okay, I have no idea. But basically, they're called classes, or they're called class intervals. So basically, you've got two names for these, classes or class intervals. Now, what is the modal class? We are familiar with the mode, right? Mode. What did we say the mode is? Excellent. The most common value, the value with the highest frequency, the one that appears the most, all of that stuff is correct. The modal class is basically the same thing, right? Modal class is the same thing, but instead of being a number with the highest frequency, it's the class with the highest frequency. So which class here has the highest frequency? Excellent. So we notice this one is the highest frequency. Now, a lot of students would get confused here. They would say, oh, I know, the mode is 10 in this case. No, that's how many things you have here. The mode will be found here. So this is now the modal class. So that 20 to 29. 20 to 29 is the modal class. So it's the class with the highest frequency. Keep this in mind. There is no mode. So when you have classes, there is no longer a mode because you don't have numbers. You have classes instead. You have all the numbers between 20 to 29. So that is now kind of like your mode, because you no longer have, you will always have an answer between here and that, between this and that, between this and that. You will no longer have just one number anymore. Okay, moving on to how we display this data. One way we can do this, guys, eyes on the board, I'm almost done, okay, bear with me. Displaying group data. Displaying the data, we can do this in a column graph. So you see this diagram here, this will very quickly tell you how many we had between, say, 20 and 30, right? It's not exact. I think this is 0 to 9, 10 to 19, 20 to 29, etc. So let's say 20 to 29. 20 to 29. Can we see how many of those we had? 10, right? You see, this column graph will show us how many things we have on the left, and down here it will tell us between which values we are. So we look at the x-axis and we look at the y-axis, and we can tell between 20 and 29 we had how many? Oh, we had 10 cars. Okay, what about in another class? Let's say between 50 and 59. How many did we have there? 1. How do we know? Because there's one line there, and then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we know that's a 1. That's the first line is a 1. So we know there's only one car in here. So the column graph is also a useful tool. But what other tools do we have? What other things are we going to be looking at here? Well, a new one will be a stem and leaf plot. Has anyone seen a stem and leaf plot before? Hands up if you've seen one before. Stem and leaf that looks like this. Okay, it looks like a couple of you remember having seen this before, but most of you don't. I'll clarify, it's quite simple, it's quite easy. Basically, what is the stem and leaf plot? It says this: I will take my data and now I will write it down this way. Now, what does this mean? What is my data? Let me explain. So my original data was this: 9, 13, 16, 17, 18, 18. Can you see what I'm doing here? 22, 23, 23. Can anyone notice what I'm doing? 24, 24, 24, 27, 28, 29. Yes, are you seeing it now? 30, 31. Okay, keep looking. Compare the two things we've got. The one on the left and the one on the right. 38, 38, 39. Can you see? We're almost there now. 40, 41, 44, 46, and yes. So now, if you can see that side by side, notice what we have done. We took these numbers and you basically draw a line. So you put a line going down. How did we take the 9 and put it here, left and right? What did we do? The 9 was probably the trickiest one because it looks like it only has one number. So how do we do that? We put 0 on the left and 9 on the right. So that's how we make the 9 into a number that goes into a stem and leaf. What about 13? 1 on the left, 3 on the right. What about 1 and 6? But do we go and draw a new line and put a 1 down here? No. We already used this one that's here. Excellent. So we put a comma. We can put a comma or maybe not a comma, but basically we put a 6 here. And then what about the 17? We put a 7. 18, just the 8, just the 8. 22, we'll put a 2 here and a 2 on this side. 23, and you get the picture, right? So this is the idea of the stem and leaf. And usually we want it to be ordered. So ordered means what? It means from smallest to largest. So let's keep this in mind. We go from smallest to largest. And there's one strange thing down here. Notice what the strange thing down here is. This scale. So we all need to explain to somebody looking at the stem and leaf, what does it really mean, this line? We need to explain. So we explain it down here. So we say key or scale. So you can write it on a scale or key and give them an example. So give them an example. Pick one of these ones and say, right, give them an example. What does this mean? So 3 vertical line and 2, for example. You could say 3 vertical line 2 means 32. And now you are done because the person reading this can decode the whole thing. They can decode the problem. So this would be the scale or key. Right, moving on then to what do we have to do? We have to take a list of data and draw a stem and leaf. Then we can answer various questions about that stem and leaf. Very simple, right? Yes, very good. Good shout. So what I'll do is I'll jump straight to the answers here and show you what did they do here. They took all of these numbers on the top and basically started putting them down here in the stem and leaf. Basically, they said, okay, let's start with the numbers that start with a 1. Let's see which numbers start with 1. So we have the 18, we have 19, 17, 16, 19, 18, and 19. Okay, so what they said is, right, 18 goes in here. I put a 1 on the left, 8 on the right. 19, we'll put a 1. We already have the 1 on the left, 9 on the right. Done with 19. 17, yes? So notice they didn't say ordered here. In the second one, they said ordered. So what they want us to do here is this. They want us to do a simple one on the left. And then we can order them, having put them here once. So notice now, what we do is this. We go from this list to this one. So if you have 8, 9, 7, 6, 9, 8, 9, you can now say, okay, at the front, please. The first one is what? 6. Done. Next one would be the 7. Next one would be the 8, etc. So now it's ordered. How many guests attended the party? Well, did we need the stem and leaf plot to say how many guests attended the party? No. The answer is no. But good try. Very good try. How many guests attended the party? What do we need to do here? 25. Okay. How did you get that? Where did you get that? It's in the answers, right? But how would you do it personally? You've got 2 ways to do it. Yes, we can count here in the top, or can we count somewhere else, maybe? Stem and leaf. Yes, exactly. So notice, all you have to do is count how many numbers you have on the right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then we go below. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, etc. So basically, you can keep going this way and count how many you've got. So it's going to be 25 in total. Okay, how old was the youngest guest? How could you see that in the stem and leaf? Where would be the youngest one? Excellent, 16. Brilliant. Let me see. Exactly. So the smallest one, the youngest one would be here, the 1 and the 6, and basically you get how old was the youngest one? He was 16. Yes. Yes, good question. In general, we always order these numbers on the left. So you're not going to put a 2 and a 3 and you're not going to put them in a different order. You'll put them 1, 2, 3, 4, even if it's unordered. Good shout. Yes, very good. In general, no, we don't tend to do that. In general, we tend to, because you're already kind of making it easier for yourself. It's like saying in a table, shall I put the classes from smallest to largest or not? Well, we generally do, because we're trying to make it easier for each other. So yeah, we want to make it slightly easier. Okay, now, how many guests were at least 30 years old? You see the 3? Yes. How many to the right? 2. How many guests were at least 30 years old? There you go. Exactly. So what you do here is you have 2 guests, and then underneath you have another 5 guests. So in total you have 7 guests. Exactly. Okay, how many guests were in their 20s? So let's see. Last one here. We'll wrap it up with this one. In their 20s, 11. All right. So you can see it's this little bubble here. So we have 11 guests. The light blue bubble. Okay, I've talked enough. I know it's a little bit boring when it's somebody talking and you're not doing anything here. So let me just give you a little bit of time to practice, guys. Okay, so let's do it together. So what value is indicated by the shaded number? Is it just 6? Excellent, it's 46. How do we know? Well, they've given us the key down here, the shabby. So the key, shabby, it explains that 2 bar 6 means 26. So 4 bar 6 means 46, like a lot of you said. So that would be the answer here. If I said this one, what number would this be? 37. Makes sense, right? Okay, the maximum value is the 56. Exactly. So that would be this value here. So that would be 56. How many numbers are greater than 50? Greater than... Okay, stop playing with that. Come on. Okay, if that doesn't have any, you can take some from here. Okay? Yes. So how many numbers greater than 50? Feel free to use this one. 3, exactly. Cheers. There you go. So we've got 3 numbers. 3 values, 3 numbers. That is it. Okay? And that's it. It was that tricky? Yes, super tricky. Yes, very difficult. I'll make sure the test is as hard as this when the time comes. Yeah. Okay. And now we have a look at the one or question 5. We want to put these numbers into a stem and leaf diagram. So the stem and leaf in the beginning will not be ordered. And then we will make sure it's ordered. So let's do it sort of this way. This is going to be the unordered one. So you basically want to go and put a 1 on the left. Let's see what we put actually. We put a 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I'm going to give you a little bit of time to practice this, I think, because I want students to practice. So let me stop recording now.